Hey everyone, today I'm heading to the coast. I've got my ND filters and we're going to do some long exposure seascape photography. So I'm currently somewhere near York on the A64, headed towards the northeast coast in England. And like I said, what I'm going to do today is get some long exposure seascape photography. So I've done my homework, I've been on Google Maps and Google Earth, I've checked out some areas, gone on Street View, seen where some good areas might be to get my shot. What I want to do is get some kind of jetties or piers or maybe like wooden posts going out to sea on the beach. And I'm just going to focus on those. It's going to be quite a minimalist shot, but then I'm going to get the water around that really blurred using a long shutter speed. I've used the Clear Outside app as well, just to check what the weather is. It's going to be quite cloudy, but that's okay. For long exposure photography, we don't want too much light coming into the camera. The less light, the better really, because we can use...
In half a mile, take the A1079, A166 exit towards York, Hull.
Thank you. What was I saying? So yeah, you get more light, less light into the camera, which is good, because you can use a longer shutter speed and you get even more blurry water. So yeah, I'm going to just try experimenting.
Take the A1079 exit.
How rude. So I'm going to try and get some normal long exposures, well, short long exposures if you like. She's going to talk.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Stamford Bridge Road, A166.
As I was saying, I'm going to get some normal long exposures, short long exposures if you like, where it's just the waves slightly blurred with a few seconds. But then I'm going to get some really long exposures as well. So where you get that really blurred out, surreal effect from the water being so blurred, you get that ethereal look. So I think that'll be really cool. So a little bit of a problem. I knew it was going to be high tide when I got here, but I didn't realise it was going to be so high. These posts that go out to sea were going to be my subject, and I thought I would be able to stand on the beach. I thought there was going to be a little bit of beach left over even though the tide was high. However, the water's right up to the sea wall here, so I can't set my camera up on the beach. I could try setting my stuff up here. However, every now and again there's some really large waves, and I think there's a bit of a risk there to my equipment. I don't want to get the seawater in my camera. So I'm either going to need a plan B, I'm going to need to find another subject, or I'm going to need to take a photo from higher up, or I'm just going to need to wait for the tide to get a bit lower. So yeah, right now I'm not sure. Okay, I've come a bit higher now, it's a bit safer up here, and this is going to be my composition. I'm going to use the stairs that go down here as a kind of foreground area of my image, and then the rest of the image is going to be made up of these posts going out to sea, and then hopefully I can blur out the water just to create a bit of interest in the image. I was speaking to Paul Cook of PC Free Photos earlier in the week. I'll put a link to his channel down below. He does a lot of seascape photography, it's really good, and he gave me a really good tip. He said, make sure you get your focus before you put your ND filter on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to set my focus where I want it without the filter, then I'm going to put it into manual mode and then I can attach my filter. So now that I've got my composition, what I want to do is really blur out all that water by using a long shutter speed. But because it's the middle of the day, there's quite a lot of light coming into the camera. I can't do that without using an ND filter. And what an ND filter is a bit like sunglasses for your camera. It just reduces the amount of light coming in. I've got an ND64 with me today and an ND1000. The 64 will reduce the amount of light coming in by about 6 f-stops, and the ND1000 will reduce the light by about 10 f-stop equivalent. So that'll just allow me to get a really long shutter speed to really blur out the water. Once I've got the ND filter on there, I can't use one of the standard shutter speeds. I'm going to need to go like 1 minute plus or something. So I need to set the camera into time mode, and that means that when I press the shutter button, it'll start recording the image, and then when I press it again, it'll stop recording the image. And to calculate the amount of time that I'm going to let the shutter be open, I've got the photo pills app. And what you do with that is you take a standard shot without the ND filter, you put in your aperture value, your shutter speed and your ISO, and then you tell it what you want to achieve with the filter that you're using. So you tell it the same aperture value, ISO value, but you say I've got a 10-stop filter on there, and then it'll tell you the amount of time that you need to leave your shutter open. Okay, so now the tide's got a bit lower, I've managed to get down onto the beach. So I've got this composition, I'm a bit lower down and I can get behind these posts looking out. So I'm really behind the post, a bit lower now. And I think that's it's a tighter composition. It's a bit more minimalist, there's less background. We haven't got the stairs in this shot. So that's what I'm really trying to go for with the blurred out water. I'm just going for real minimalism. And all I want in this shot really are the wooden posts and then just still, calm, blurred out water. Okay, I think I've got some shots I can work with now. So time to get back, get into Lightroom and see what we can make out of them. I'm probably going to go black and white with these. I might leave some colour, I'm not sure yet, but I think black and white will work really well with the kind of surreal, ethereal look that I'm going for. Yum. So really nice to get out to the coast this morning and see something different. Feels like this lockdown's been going on forever. I don't know if that's because it's been through winter and it's been a bit cold and grey, but it just seems like it's been so much longer than the previous lockdowns. But it does feel like we're starting to get somewhere slowly now, and I'm really hoping to get some more nice places again soon. We're not out of the woods yet, we've got to be sensible. I tried to get out nice and early this morning and thankfully avoided the big crowds. But yeah, it was great to see something different and great to see the coast again. I'm really pleased with the shots I got today as well. The long exposures came out just how I wanted, and I got what I set out to achieve really, which was that ghostly, surreal effect. Not all the compositions were perfect, but I think some really do work, and I quite like the black and white effect that I put on them, and I think they came out quite good. I've just got a few more to show you, so I'll stick them on screen now. And that's it for this one. So if you're a regular, as always, thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it. And if you're new and you've got this far, then why not subscribe? You can click on the big red button down there or on my face over here, and you'll keep up to date with everything I'm doing each week. There's a new video every Sunday morning at 10 AM UK time, so I hope you'll catch me for the next one. But until then, thanks a lot everyone, and bye for now.